Hey, what's up, my little tattletale Joe? Nobody cares. Come in and shut the door. Kourtney read down Kim and exposed her. Y'all, the Dolce & Gabbana thing is deeper and more devious than we ever know. On top of that, she dropped receipts that Kim started spreading a rumor that her wedding was sponsored when Travis paid for the whole thing. Y'all, listen, sit down. We are about to have a master class on jealousy. I do want to say this. Kim, how she gonna be a lawyer when she doesn't, if you guys don't know, I'm recapping Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the whole season. The new recap is going to be up tonight. You don't got to watch the show, but baby, this recap is going to be everything. But let me just give y'all a little bit of tea. How's Kim going to be a lawyer when literally Kourtney runs circles around her? Kim really thought she was doing something where Kourtney strategically had her exposing herself. But one of the biggest takeaways was the fact that Kim tried to say, I didn't steal any of your looks. This was from Dolce. Kourtney read her down. But also, y'all, this is the most important thing that got let out. Kim trying to be like, what's the big deal? Like, why are you so mad? And why do you have so anger? I mean, they sponsored your wedding. And Kourtney looked at her and said, oh, sponsor what? They did, huh? Kourtney looked at her and was like, my wedding was not sponsored. They didn't sponsor me at all. No money was exchanged. They gave me nothing. Travis and Kourtney paid for everything. Now, why is that so interesting? If you guys don't remember, around Kourtney's wedding weekend, right? It was this whirlwind of press. Kim, 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 Kim. I remember, if you don't remember, I did a bunch of videos about it. Go watch the Kourtney versus the Kardashian playlist. But all jokes aside, there was a story, this is in her wedding weekend. There was a story about how Kim had a stalker that wrote her letters like 18 months ago, and they haven't seen him around. But the weekend of Kourtney's wedding, right? When nobody was going to be in town and this guy wasn't even a danger, they even said they went and made a big deal about marching and get a restraining order. But get this, they released it to TMZ that they got a restraining order. Nobody was checking for it. And I remember thinking, that's weird. Then there was a flurry of stories about how Travis used to be obsessed with Kim. Travis loved Kim first. Travis wanted Kim first. Travis, Kim this. Travis and Kim that. I said, this is weird because it's coming out of all the Kardashian media camps during Kourtney's wedding, you know? And usually these people that are friendly with the Kardashians, they're not going to go against it and try to ruin, right? Then there were stories about like, ooh, buns out. Kim really flexes when she posted a picture of herself with a thong. And you know it was airbrushed because Kim is very self-conscious, right? But posted an airbrush picture of her walking in a thong on her Instagram feed. This is all the weekend of Kourtney's wedding. Then there were these weird articles about Kim did this, how Kim felt about the bar, how Kim did this. Literally, the whole media was plastered. If you went to Google at that time, go watch the videos with nothing but Kim in the search engines. You wouldn't even know that Kourtney was getting married. Okay, so that's that. But then there were interesting articles that came out about how this was a sponsored wedding. Khloe sponsored this. I'm sorry, Kourtney sponsored this. Dolce & Gabbana gave her wedding. And I remember thinking, why would Kourtney take a sponsored wedding when Travis got deep pockets? And truth be told, so does Kourtney. You know, everybody talks about billionaires, baby. There's a lot of levels between billionaire and somebody that can afford to splash out a few million on their wedding, right? Especially because Kourtney, this was her first and last wedding. It's the first time she's been married. She's always wanted to do that. She was living her dreamland. As a matter of fact, she scheduled 3 weddings. One, justice of the peace. Nobody in the family came to except her grandparents, right? 2, there was the Vegas wedding, which was the first. And then there was the Dolce & Gabbana wedding. Now, let me just say this. Around that time, there were all these interesting articles about how basically calling Kourtney tacky because she had a sponsored wedding, right? Because she had a sponsored wedding, they were calling her tacky. And All these Kardashian media pieces were like, it's a sponsored wedding. It's a sponsored wedding. There was even a few articles, correct me if I'm wrong, that literally either came flat out and said or implied that Kim sponsored, like told Dolce & Gabbana to sponsor Kourtney's wedding. Kim tried to throw that in Kourtney's face, talking about, why would you be so ignorant with Dolce & Gabbana when they sponsored your wedding? Kourtney looked at her and said, nobody sponsored anything. We paid for that ourselves. And had you bothered to talk to me, you would know that. You would know that. Let me tell y'all what happened. This is at least what I think happened. Dolce & Gabbana really schooled Kourtney over. Kourtney actually let it come out that when she wanted, a bunch of designers wanted to do her wedding because they were paying cash, and Kourtney has a big platform. Dolce & Gabbana came to her and wanted to do their wedding, but they wanted Kourtney to wear like that lemon. They had a show last season that completely flopped. It was a lemon kind of aesthetic that nobody bought. And Kourtney was like, listen, I think you guys are iconic for the 90s. The Y2K is coming back. That's when you guys had your heyday. I would love to work with you guys to do my dress. She's paying, right? But I'm not wearing any of that stuff. She basically low-key called that stuff ugly. And I think what happened was Dolce & Gabbana are notoriously thin-skinned. It was ugly stuff. Kourtney is an Aries. She doesn't mince words. I think she somehow not insulted them, but they just felt some type of way. Kourtney said that they kept beating her over the head saying, no, use this. And she's like, I'm not going to use that. That isn't what you guys are known for. It's not a good collection. I'm telling you, this is where it's at. They kept trying to force her to use all this ugly, like with lemons and like Italian countryside, just like their most recent collection that didn't sell. You don't know what I'm talking about because it didn't sell. Kourtney was like, nah, I'm going to do this, right? If you don't want me to use the 90s stuff, then I'm going to go to another designer. They said, okay. They gave her access to the archives. The archives are like massive warehouses. Kourtney and her stylist, Kourtney and her stylist went in to the archives, and they are huge. It's like going into like a city filled with clothes. Pulled together 90 looks, top to bottom, hair, makeup, outfits. Kourtney even let it be known, I picked all those outfits that we were like, oh my God, everybody looks so pretty at Kourtney's wedding. Kourtney picked out every single outfit from head to toe to earrings to shoes. Now, if y'all saying, oh my God, that doesn't mean anything, girl, Kim just literally had her come to Jesus moment because she fake creative directed. So Kourtney did all that stuff. It's a lot of work. People get paid for it. That's what every time a designer or a celebrity has a collab with a designer house, that's what happens. Like what just happened with Pharrell and Louis Vuitton. You reimagine, you mix stuff up. Kourtney did that. She came out with 90 looks. Dolce & Gabbana then went to Kim and said, hey, could you creative direct it? Kourtney had done this. It took months to do this work. Let's also not forget that none of the sisters actually wanted to go with Kourtney to Italy while she was in her fittings, while she was doing this, while she was doing that, because they were all hating. At least in my opinion, Khloe and Kim were mad that Kourtney was getting married and they were trying to pull attention, okay? Kim said, yeah. She said, okay. Then Kim is arguing with Kourtney and she's like, no, they were going to do my Skims collection, but it was it fell apart. Y'all, you know what? I'm going to save that for a different video. Let me get through these notes because I took a lot of notes. It's crazy. So Kourtney let it be known, you helped them steal my work. Kim said that they were trying to do a collab in Skims, but it fell apart. You basically saying, but why would you do that? You basically proved Kourtney's point. You took all of Kourtney's hard work because you couldn't even do it with your own company, with your own people. You took all her hard work. You claimed that you let them screw her over and claim it as her own because she said Dolce & Gabbana was actually mad at her that she wanted to do 90s, but that she let them know how valuable their brand was. She let them know you guys are sitting on a gold mine right here. She did all that. And for that, they took all the 90 outfits she gave and they gave it to Kim, and Kim couldn't even pick from that. And that is what relaunched the Dolce & Gabbana campaign. When Dolce & Gabbana said the Kardashians are the cheapest people in the world, baby, they knew what they were talking about. What Kim did was so dumb, so manipulative, and just so unnecessary. You helped people steal from your sister and then tried to play her and put out a false narrative that her wedding was sponsored. And then when you look at all the clips, you're leaving out the whole conversation and making it look like you're the person in the right. On top of that, right? Kim, this is what else I have to say, right? Kourtney is like running circles around Kim. I said, Kim ain't never gonna make it around. She is not a quick thinker, and the things she thinks are important are not. Kim tries to argue back, saying, it wasn't yours. They said, don't, because I kept saying, no, I don't do anything with Kourtney's wedding. And they're like, this isn't Kourtney's wedding, this is Dolce. Kim, shut up. You got hired as a creative director. You know how hard it is. You know what you stole for, and you know you helped them screw your sister over, and you didn't need the money. And this is on top of the media press that was happening. Khloe then looked at Kim and said, you know what? I'm done talking about that. Let's talk about the real issue. She said, and I quote, right? The real issue is, why do you need to have everything? Why do you need to take everything from everybody? She literally was like, it is pathological. Now, keep in mind, Kourtney already pointed out that Dolce & Gabbana didn't even know how to market their own stuff. She's the one that put them to creative, directed the whole thing. She's responsible for the revival in the fashion house. Her wedding wasn't sponsored. She paid for everything. Kim even put out rumors that she was the one that told Dolce & Gabbana to help Kourtney sponsor a wedding. Kourtney had a bunch of designers to pick from, right? She was the one that tried to get into the 90s archive, and they fought her tooth and nail, right? Kourtney basically said that Kim is pathological. Why do you have to go in basically and steal every trend? Whatever is the shiny new thing, why do you need that? Why do you need to hop on? Kourtney basically read Kim down and said, baby, I saw you do it with strangers, but the fact that you're doing it to me, y'all listen, this is going to be a heavy upload day. I always said, never cross an Aries. But when Dolce & Gabbana said that the Kardashians are the cheapest people, baby, they were not talking about Kourtney. What Kim did was tired and tacky. And the fact that they even let this rumor start that the biggest day of her life that she put so much work, effort, time, and money into was sponsored. And before anybody be like, well, why didn't Kourtney say something? Kourtney said something on TV. She said, why would I clap back at stupid rumors when it's not true? My wedding wasn't sponsored. I decided to just let them go with it because I didn't know where it came from. But you and I both know it wasn't sponsored. And had you bothered to check in too, if Dolce & Gabbana was the one telling you it was sponsored, you would have known that was a lie. Y'all listen, this is going to be a heavy upload day. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.